Verbs are action words. They tell us what someone or something is doing. Think of verbs as the doing words in sentences. They show action and make our sentences interesting. For example, jump, sing, and eat are all verbs. They describe actions that people or things can do. Without verbs, our sentences would be very boring. Verbs are important because they make our sentences complete. They tell us what the subject of the sentence is doing or being. Without verbs, we wouldn't be able to talk about actions or describe the world around us. Verbs bring our sentences to life. Why are verbs so important? Imagine trying to tell a story without using any verbs. It would be pretty difficult, right? Verbs are the backbone of our sentences. They give our sentences meaning and tell us what's happening. Without verbs, our sentences would just be a collection of nouns and adjectives. For example, the sentence "the cat sat on the mat" tells us that the cat is performing the action of sitting. The verb sat is what gives the sentence its meaning. It tells us what the cat is doing. Verbs help us to communicate our thoughts and ideas clearly. They allow us to describe actions, express our feelings, and tell stories in a way that others can understand. Action verbs are the most common type of verb. They show us what someone or something is doing. These verbs describe physical actions that we can see or observe. Some examples of action verbs are run, jump, dance, sing, eat, sleep, talk, walk, read, and write. Can you think of some other action verbs? Here are some examples of action verbs in sentences. The dog barked at the mailman. She danced gracefully across the stage. He ate his breakfast quickly. Linking verbs are different from action verbs. They don't show action. Instead, they connect the subject of the sentence to more information about the subject. Think of linking verbs as bridges that connect two parts of a sentence. They tell us what something is or what it's like. The most common linking verb is to be. This verb has many forms, including am, is, are, was, were, be, being, and been. Other linking verbs include seem, appear, become, look, sound, smell, taste, and feel. Here are some examples of linking verbs in sentences. The cat is fluffy. Is connects cat to the description fluffy. The flowers smell sweet. Smell connects flowers to the description sweet. He became a doctor. Became connects he to his profession doctor. Section 5, helping verbs, teamwork in sentences. Sometimes verbs need a little help from their friends. That's where helping verbs come in. Helping verbs work together with main verbs to create verb phrases. These phrases give us more information about the action or state of being. They can tell us when something happened, whether it's still happening, or if it will happen in the future. Some common helping verbs include be, am, is, are, was, were, been, have, has, had, do, does, did, can, could, will, would, should, may, might, and must. Here are some examples of helping verbs in sentences. She is reading a book. Is helps reading to tell us the action is happening now. They have finished their homework. Have helps finish to show the action is complete. We will go to the park tomorrow. Will helps go to indicate a future action. Section 6. Irregular verbs breaking the rules. Most verbs follow regular rules when we change them to past tense or use them with helping verbs. However, some verbs like to break the rules. These rule breakers are called irregular verbs. They have unique spellings and forms that don't follow the usual patterns. Some common irregular verbs include go, went, see, saw, eat, ate, have, had, do, did, say, said, make, made, take, took, and come, came. Learning irregular verbs takes practice, but it's important for speaking and writing correctly. Here are some examples of irregular verbs in sentences. She went to the store yesterday. Went is the past tense of go. I saw a funny movie last night. Saw is the past tense of see. He ate all of his vegetables. Ate is the past tense of eat. Section 7. Using verbs in different tenses. Verbs help us talk about actions and states of being in different times. We can use verbs to talk about the past, the present, and the future. This is called verb tense. By changing the form of the verb, we can indicate when an action happened, is happening, or will happen. Here are some examples of verbs in different tenses. Past tense, she walked to school. Present tense, she walks to school. Future tense, she will walk to school. Understanding verb tenses is essential for clear communication. It allows us to tell stories, share experiences, and make plans accurately. Section 8. Common mistakes with verbs. Even experienced writers and speakers sometimes make mistakes with verbs. Here are a few common verb errors to watch out for. Subject-verb agreement. Make sure the verb agrees with the subject in number. For example, he walks is correct, but he walk is incorrect. Irregular verb forms. Remember the irregular verb forms and use them correctly. For example, he went is correct, but he goed is incorrect. Tense consistency. Stay consistent with verb tenses within a sentence or paragraph. For example, don't switch from past tense to present tense without a clear reason. By paying attention to these common errors, you can improve your writing and speaking skills. Section 9. Verbs make sentences go. You did it. You learned about verbs. Remember, verbs are the action words that make our sentences interesting and meaningful. They tell us what's happening and bring our sentences to life. We explored different types of verbs, like action verbs, linking verbs, and helping verbs. We also learned about irregular verbs and how to use verbs in different tenses. Keep practicing and using verbs in your writing and speaking. The more you use them, the better you'll become at expressing yourself clearly and effectively.
Hey everyone, let's dive right into today's topic, verbs. And to make this a bit more fun, I'm bringing in my friend John for a quick chat. Hey John, what's up? John, not much, man. Just trying to get my head around this whole verbs thing. It's kind of confusing. I hear you, but let's break it down. There are two types of verbs we need to know about, transitive and intransitive. John, right. So what's the deal with these transitive verbs? Good question. Transitive verbs need a direct object. You know, something or someone that receives the action. Like if I say I kicked the ball, kicked is the verb, and the ball is the direct object. Make sense? John, yeah, I get it. But what about intransitive verbs? Intransitive verbs, on the other hand, don't need a direct object. They can stand alone. For example, I laughed. There's no object here, it's just me laughing. John, okay, got it. Transitive verbs need an object, and intransitive verbs don't. Exactly. And sometimes verbs can be both. Like run. I can say I run every morning, which is intransitive, or I run the marathon, which is transitive. John, that's actually pretty cool. So verbs are like chameleons. Totally. And once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature. Just remember to ask yourself, is there a direct object here? And you'll be good to go. John, thanks, man. This helps a lot. Anytime. And for you guys watching, if you've got more questions, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more cool tips. See you next time.